What's going on, guys? Graham GSM Matthews back with another installment of WWE Network and Chill, where every single week I break down all the original content I watch on the WWE Network as well as on the USA Network, because today we're talking Season 1, Episode 13 of Miz and Mrs. So we did indeed get confirmation during this episode that next week's episode is the spring season finale. And I'm sure Season 2 will start up at some point in 2020. I know that was confirmed not too long ago. So Season 2, it's on its way. Not until later on this year, early 2020. But yes, next week, Season 1, Episode 14, will be the final one for a while. This episode, Season 1, Episode 13, was called Miz's First Pitch and featured a lot of shenanigans with Miz and Marjo. What else is new? So Maurice is already training to get back in shape. Ring shape to train for her match at Hell in a Cell with The Miz against Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella, mixed tag team action, only 5 months after having Monroe Sky. And Miz says later on in the episode that, mothers have come back to WWE before. Trish Stratus, Brie Bella. I don't think anyone, according to Miz, and as far as I know, has ever come back to wrestling so soon after having a kid. And that's incredibly impressive and super commendable of Maurice. So Miz helps Maurice work out, gives her some tips outside of the arena they're at that night for SmackDown. Marjo tells Miz and Maurice back at the house that the toilet is clogged. Miz kind of gets the feeling that it was Marjo who clogged the toilet, because who else would it have been? Monroe Sky obviously wasn't Miz or Maurice, so it was clearly Marjo. Marjo starts unclogging the toilet, unsuccessfully doing so. Miz gets a video of her unclogging the toilet, and this is where the Instagram war begins. And Miz is like, yep, that's going on Instagram. And that's what starts all of this. So meanwhile, Miz is set to throw out the first pitch at a Cleveland Indians game, a baseball game. And he practices with his dad back at the house. I thought we would have more back and forth with the dad and Miz. Unfortunately, Mr. Mrs. appearance was short-lived on this episode. Great to see him nonetheless, but it was awesome to see him chastise Miz on his awful pitching. And who am I to speak? I used to play baseball back in the day, fun fact. Was not really that good. I was the definition of mediocre, and I stopped after I was like 14 years old. I'm sure Miz throws a better first pitch, would throw a better first pitch than I would. I'll say that right now. But for Mr. Miz trying to give Miz all these tips about how bad of a pitching job he's doing, it brings back old memories, bad memories for the Miz about his Little League days with his dad and all that other stuff. So anyway, back at the house, Monroe brings up to Maurice, like, hey, Marjo, or rather Maurice is doing this, like, dog filter on Snapchat and putting it online, and Monroe has her own Instagram page, apparently, whatever. I don't have a Snapchat. I have only an Instagram after only a year ago. After only a year, I finally, only this past year have I created an Instagram, so I'm relatively new to that platform, too. So Monroe brings it up to Maurice. Marjo brings it up to Maurice about Monroe. This is a lot of fucking M names here. She brings it up about Monroe. Why does Monroe have more Instagram followers than me? And Maurice flat out tells her, your posts are boring. They got to be interesting. A lot like Dolph Ziggler's. Check out his Instagram. His page is really interesting. You got to, put in some more content there. So Maurice gives her some Instagram tips, and they do a fucking photo shoot where Marjo has... I don't even want to say it. It's not a great sight, let's put it that way. She's in her bikini by the poolside, and she's emphasizing certain things. Let's just put it that way. Not exactly a great visual, like I said. So, anyway, they do the photo shoot. They put that up online. Ziggler shows Miz the pictures on his Instagram page from Marjo's Instagram page. Ziggler shows the pictures to Miz. Miz is like, oh, what the fuck did I just say? And also on her page, Marjo is doing a Miz impersonation. The whole this is awesome entrance and everything. It's pretty damn funny. And Miz can't help but smile at it, but he's also like, she's got to take this shit down. So Miz brings his friends to the Indians game. Before the game, Miz's dad, in a rare turn of events, tells Miz that he's proud of him and that he loves him, which is only, I think, the first time, because this was taped, months ago, late last year, well before Mr. Miz did it to Miz, before the Royal Rumble back in January, or after winning the SmackDown Tag Team titles, whatever. So Miz realizes that's a pretty big fucking deal. Hey, no pressure. So Miz throws out the first pitch. He does well. Not exactly amazing, but he does well, and he's much more confident about it in his mind. So Miz gets back to the house, confronts Marjo about the pictures on Instagram. Why did you make fun of this and that? Why are you taking pictures? And also, why did you take a video making fun of my first pitch. Marjo's basically in this video mocking the fact that Miz can't throw a first pitch and that she could do it better that she could do it better than Miz. So Miz tells Marjo, take the video down. And obviously she doesn't. That kind of starts the war, even though the seeds were planted earlier on in the episode. So Maurice, Marjo, and Miz's mom work out doing this fucking 80s jazzercise shit. Miz is like, what is this? It's ridiculous, but I'll join in anyway. So he joins in with Maurice and they train for Hell in a Cell. Right afterwards, Ziggler slides on in to Marjo's DMs. And Miz is like, this is disgusting. And Marjo goes, well, he's a nice guy. We're just talking, blah, blah, blah. And obviously Ziggler is just doing it for the lulz. He's just doing it to make Miz feel uncomfortable. So Miz calls Ziggler out, on the phone and says, hey, listen, stop sliding into my mother-in-law's DMs. It's fucking weird. Please stop doing that. So Miz back at the house, and he has to realize that this will amount to something, but he's back at the house and puts that stuff on his face. You know how people put cucumbers on their eyes and then that, the mask thing on their face to soothe the skin or whatever it is. It's some sort of, it's some sort of thing to help your skin. So obviously Marjo sees this, takes a picture of it, and Miz chases her around the house with her threatening to put it up on Instagram. So Maurice, they arrive at Hell in a Cell. She says that she's ready for the match. She's been training hard. They do well. Miz talks about, like I said earlier, that no one has ever come back from having a baby that quick. And Miz and Maurice ultimately win the match, and they do well, and that's Maurice's final match for a while. I don't think she's wrestled since. She's been back in retirement ever since that point. But back at the house to end the episode, Miz wants to scare Marjo by putting together this Halloween decoration, this Frankenstein-looking motherfucker, in her room and scare her in her sleep. Maurice sees this, and Miz is like, okay, fine. Maurice says that she doesn't want to be a part of it. Miz is like, you already saw it, so you're in on it now. Let's keep it a secret. So they put it over her bed. Marjo freaks out, runs out of the room, and Miz and Maurice are laughing outside the house. They call for Marjo. She doesn't answer. They go back in the house. Marjo's laid out on the floor, and it looks like she fell. She's not responding. Miz starts freaking out, and then it's revealed Marjo starts laughing. So it's revealed that not only was Marjo in on the whole thing, so was Maurice. So Maurice double-crossed Miz here to make sure that he knew how it felt, too, to be pranked in such a mean manner. And that closes out Miz's First Pitch, episode 13 of Season 1 of Miz and Mrs. An enjoyable episode, as always, with a few cameos from Mr. and Mrs. Miz, which is always appreciated. So thank you guys for checking out the video. I appreciate it. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more content. And we'll be back next week with my review of the Season 1 finale, the spring finale of Miz and Mrs. next Tuesday night on the USA Network. Till then, guys, have a great rest of your week. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.